Get your Never Simping clothing and merchandise now.
Ever heard of a commercial with no words? Hey, what's going on, you guys? So I want to make this video, especially since people were asking about how, not just any type of person, but black people. How can black people start to uh, become more upper echelon and not depend on people of other nationalities, uh, so they don't give up their power all the time? Because y'all got to remember, Joe Biden said that you're not black if you don't vote for him, right? So, why is it that so many black people voted? Let me get that up out the way. Why is it that so many black people voted, okay, for Joe Biden? It's because he went ahead and got people like Cardi B, who y'all like and follow, and y'all always following people who y'all idolize because y'all don't like yourselves. All right, and the reason you don't like yourself is because you don't know who yourself is. Okay, so the picture that you see on this screen is my picture from my passport. Okay, I got my passport when I was homeless, and what do you see? You don't see me with the typical face of a, homeless person. Do I look, well, I'm not gonna lie. I do look like I'm high and I'm drunk, but the energy that you get from that photo, the energy I get from that photo, and just from me, being in that, and I still remember this like it was yesterday, I was happy. I was content, and I felt at peace. Even though I didn't have anything but my van. Alright? The only thing that I had was that van and a purpose and a plan of what I wanted to do. Okay? A plan of what I wanted to create. Most people that that come out of the black community that ain't even real don't have this. Okay, so you could have everything. Okay, so like an apartment, a car, all those things are luxury, especially an apartment. You got running water, you got a shower, you got an oven, you got a microwave, you got a refrigerator. I couldn't even refrigerate my food. Do you understand me? I had to go to the gym just to shower. I had to go to the gym, and sometimes even my van, brush my teeth in the van. And do you see me talking about, oh, I couldn't make it up out of the streets because I was drunk or anything like that? No, you see me smiling because I know who I am, and I don't view myself as my body because I know that I am a percentage of the whole. Okay, what is the whole? The whole is God. And not whole as in HOE, but whole as in WHOLE, right? Just like when you look at water, you look at an ocean, you look at Lake Michigan from the people that's from Chicago and understand that landscape. When I say Lake Michigan, when it rains, we're like the raindrops, okay? So that's why I'm not viewing myself from my circumstances. Okay, even though I didn't have anything, there was people I was coming across every day through my everyday life in that situation who had worse they felt worse about their situation even though they had more. Okay, they can go cooking food in that up in their oven. They can go and take a shower anytime that they want it. You know what I'm saying? They can go and brush their teeth anytime they want it. All right, they can make a nice plate of good, healthy food. All right, while me, I'm out here trying to fight the bugs and all that type of stuff. But I didn't let that get to me, and I didn't allow the circumstance to identify who I was, because I already know who I am, right? And I already know what I'm here to do, and I know what my purpose is, and I have a plan, right? So I'm happy, all right, and I want to share that plan. So what can black people do? And I just want to, share that, so you can see, like, especially for the older people that know that, I was in animal hospital and all that. He went to college, everything, got his little license and everything. So, I don't want you to view me as someone that's better than you, because I'm just the same as you. Okay, we come from the same thing, pretty much. All right, so because that's always been something, especially when I was in that position. A lot of people put me up on a pedestal that I didn't even put myself on. Okay, so I encountered a lot of jealousy and everything. So don't view me as something that's I'm better than you or something. Um, so we already know that, we go along to get along with all these different entities, Black Lives Matter stuff and all that, and without reading more into it, we follow Cardi B, and if she tells us to go vote for anybody who she says without giving a plan, then, as a majority, we gonna go and vote for them, right? And that's because we ain't got no power, we ain't got no plan, we ain't got no purpose. Okay, that was taken away, okay, through taking the main important part, and taking the father out of the home, and making sure that the government can come through and make sure that there ain't no man living up in there, right? So that automatically takes out the masculine principle. So they know what they're doing. So what you gotta have in place is money, right? Um, and how you create this is to create separation from these people. All right, so you don't have to no longer depend on them for food stamps and things like this of this nature. Okay. Um, the first thing is protecting yourself. All right, and they don't teach us how to protect ourselves legally. Okay, in this capitalistic society, because that's what it is. All right. I shared a video of something that I set up myself while I was homeless. So when I started getting into business with the products and services that I had, I was already set up and I'd be ready to go. Okay. Um, just like the churches, okay, and this is people that go to church. Most of the churches that you go to is connected to Satan. All right, and it's connected to Satan if they have to pay taxes. All right, it's called a 501c3. Some people know about that. Most people don't know about that. So that's why the pastor, after he gives a sermon to make you feel good, he'll give you a little cracker and say that it's a part of Jesus, right? And then he'll also ask for your donations, because you can only take donations through a 501c3. It doesn't take income like your person does. All right, and your person is a corporation in itself. Okay, attached to a social security number, just like that 501c3, which is a trust, is connected to an EIN number. All right, so a true trust or a true church that is really about, okay, so the I was talking about the God that we're all a part of, that is for us, doesn't have to pay taxes. Okay, I shared that information on my if y'all hear fireworks, pay no attention to that. But I shared that information. His name is John McCaig. He showed me how to do it. He's also showing other people how to do it. And I told him, since, you know, he wasn't playing no games, he was legit with the information that he provided. He's an accountant himself. He's been doing it for years. I said I'll go ahead and, you know, send whoever, you know, hears my message about doing it, since I wanted to go ahead and do it first and see, just make sure it works. I said I'll go ahead and send people his way to go ahead and learn from him, because it's basically an academy. So I want you guys to go and learn about that. Okay, so you're set up for this capitalistic society to separate yourself outside of it. Okay, and he explained more in depth over that. But after you set yourself up that way, and you disconnect yourself from, you know, we 33, and you know, like when you look at a yin yang symbol, you got the light and then you got the darkness, and it symbolizes duality. One of the aspects is, you know, good versus evil, which is the same thing as the Lord, and then you got the devil. Okay, and that symbolism for, you know, what's going on with why they want to, you know, put out, you know, pedophilia and all this different type of stuff that goes against the natural human being, right? So I want you guys to get disconnected from that, okay? Unlike when you go to normal churches, they don't want you to get disconnected from that because they're connected to it. That's why they still pay taxes. And that's why they ask for your donation in cash, or you got to hit your pastor up through Cash App, okay? So they don't have to do that, all right? But in actuality, they still got to, okay? Because they got to report all that stuff. It says it on the IRS website. But anyway, after you get that together, the highest paid profession is sales. Okay, so that's creating a product or service. Okay, until, you know, they start listening to people like Kwame Brown talking about getting trades and everything back into the schools, teaching them things about like that, like CDLs, something like what I was doing as far as veterinary technology. But that's connected to the devil as well. So I had to get up out of that because I couldn't do something that I was aware of. So I had to get up out of that. All right, but it's still a skill. I just wouldn't pick up that skill. But, you know, skills that lead to trades, instead of just sending our children and everything to college just to say that they got a degree. Okay, because that is messing a lot of our families up. And if you are in that situation, holler at my boy John McCabe. He'll tell you about that and help you out. But a product or service is needed until those things are set up by the federal government. All right. So, and I just want to make a side note. Google, Facebook, Twitter, all them, they don't, you know, mess with what I be talking about. All right. So you may want to save some of these videos just in case they delete it. I don't think you guys can even comment because they moderate the comments on some of the videos on here, so they can kind of slick. So, yeah. So creating a product or service. All right. I just want to share some, you know, with me. All right. So I made pretty much most of my products and services when I was homeless. That's why you see that big old Big Mac cheeseburger smile on my face. All right. Because I already knew what I was doing. Right. And, you know, I already knew that I was protected. Okay. We already know people that are, you know, God's people. We already know that we're protected. All right. As we're doing our thing, and we out here living by the commandments and everything, you know, things of that nature, we already know that we're protected. So that's why I'm always running around with a big old cheeseburger smile, right? So I made my products and services when I was homeless, okay, outside of my van, you know, while I was doing DoorDash and Grubhub and all that. All right, and see, that's another thing. When you a W-2 employee, the money you have come into your income or your bank is income. income is taxable. Okay? You may want to play that part over again because, we're not taught this stuff in school because they need workers. You can't teach workers this type of stuff because everybody be out here with a business. Okay, with LLCs, trust, and S corps and C corps and all this. So hold on. So you can't have everybody being smart, pretty much, which is why they don't tell us. All right. Um, I think his name is John D. Rockefeller, one of the richest men that ever lived. All right. He had the same trust that I was telling you guys about, and the key is to own every. Wait, hold on. Let me get this right. Control everything, and then own nothing. Okay, and that's why I told you about my boy John McCabe, so you can learn how to do that. But that's what he did, and then he purchased the Board of Education, the rights to that, and pretty much gained control over that without owning it. So he changed the education to where it would, deceive you and tell you all these things. That's why when you send your children to school nowadays, they don't teach cursive. Okay, whenever you're closing most business deals or you're signing company policies or even with a job, okay, W-2, okay, instead of W-9, you got to sign, right? They're not teaching them that stuff no more. They're teaching them about, anal sex and whatever fisting is, right? And then I showed you guys the video about how they were showing this classroom full of kids. Okay, these kids probably was in first grade. They was playing a little cartoon animated video with this adult woman, a child that was a male child that was black, and then I think the another child that was a black girl. Okay, so both of the children are black for some reason. All right, so they had the little children talking about, at night I like to play with myself, and then they had the girl saying the same thing, and then the adult was explaining, oh, it is normal to play with yourself at the age of 2 years old. Okay, so if you want to keep having this stuff put onto your children because you got to go to work and be a W-2 employee, then listen to what I'm saying. Okay. So okay, check it out, right? So product and service. I made most of my stuff homeless. So I made my concoction for my body butter. Okay. I also had, my merchandise with two of my brands. So I had two brands and merchandise connected to both of those. And then I also sell courses online to utilize the information that I went to school for. Okay? So, it's just using the things that God put on your spirit and on your path, and utilizing that to help people, and in return be compensated for that. All right, because we in times where you can do those things, and they're making it a lot easier. All right. The other thing I want to share is, if you go and Google why are white people dying off, you're gonna come across an article, and it explains why white people are dying off. So the reason you're seeing everything so cuckoo and whacked out, and they trying to give everybody, a jab that we don't know anything about, and they paying people to twerk so you can get a vaccine, lap dances so you can get a vaccine. They giving fried chicken so you can give a vaccine. Now, who eat fried chicken? Black people, right? So we already know who they're trying to target, and just like your boy said, we need to try that jab out on them little black boys before they go to school so we can see if it's safe for us. All right. So again, go ahead and listen to what I'm saying. And most likely go ahead and share this. All right. So things like that, man. I made those things, and the reason why that works a lot better, and then we're gonna get into the last part. I want you to put all these things together, all right? Because then you can't say, "Oh, I'm broke. Oh, I don't know what to do." No, you know exactly what to do, because just like what I said earlier, you're a lesser magnitude of God. Okay, just like when I said um, that analogy with Lake Michigan, or the Pacific Ocean. Okay, look at the Pacific Ocean as the creator. Okay, the Most High, and then that rain that drops into the ocean or Lake Michigan, that's you, a lesser, well, not a lesser magnitude of the creator. Okay, that's why the Bible says that we're created in God's image. All right, so you can create these things. All right, you don't need somebody, you don't need a savior or anything. That's why God wakes you up every morning. Okay, just like when I was homeless, I know He was waking me up to do what it is that I'm here to do. Okay, He wasn't wasting it, and I don't think He was wasting His time when He woke me up. Each one of those days during those 4 years of being homeless. Okay, He wasn't wasting His time, so I didn't want to waste His time as well. So I went ahead and did what it is that I need to do. Okay, so create the product and service. We know that sales is the highest paid profession to be in. Okay, so create something in that direction. Okay, if you went to college and you learned something like I did, like I went to college, well, it was more trade school, and I learned about veterinary technology to be a certified veterinary technician. Okay, so that's a wide variety of things that I had to learn. I had to learn about physiology, not only in a dog and a cat, but I had to learn about physiology in an ant. I had to learn about physiology in a whale, and you got different species of whale. I had to learn about that in a wildebeest, a lion, a reptile, a bird, and a whole bunch of different things that encompass around that degree. But what I did was, instead of being a victim and saying, "Oh, student loan debt, I can't even use this, I can't find a job doing this, oh, these people don't like me because they jealous." No, instead of being a victim of the situation, boom, I can utilize that information that I took and then go ahead and monetize it, but at the same time, not get over on people, and they can actually learn from the information that I learned. You see? And when you switch over from a W-2, which is connected to your time, we only have 24 hours in a day. Okay? And we got to sleep for 8. So that leaves a certain percentage of hours left. Okay? I think it's like 18 or 16 or something like that. So when you give in 8 hours of your time for $12 an hour, you're capped off. Okay? That's all you can do. Because the company has a policy that they can only allow the W-2 employees to have a certain amount of hours. Usually can't go over 40 hours. Once you start going to overtime, they start looking at you crazy. All right? So when you go over into this realm, you start getting into the realm of creating. So it's based more on your value instead of your time. And when you base your donations, because I'm trying to train you guys to have the right terminology down based on the situation. Now, if you get an LLC, it's income too. All right, so whatever situation you got, income, donations, the trust is donations. But whatever you're doing, when you got it coming in based on the value you provide, then I can sell 100 jars of body butter in 1 hour for $6 each. 100 times $6, and I go to the post office, ship it off to each person, and then boom, 100 times 6 is 600 in an hour. Now, employee W-2 would look at that as, oh, he makes $600 an hour. No, you don't view it that way, okay? Because now you're kind of in the real world. You're out of that ego, okay? And now you moving and switching over to the subconscious, which is infinite, okay? So you can do infinite amount of things, and then you start to learn that time is not real, okay? That's a man-made social construct, okay, for societal purposes, okay? So you start to move out of that realm, and then you look at things that you can do, all right? So product and service, and then switching your mindset. Because from our community, money is evil. Money is the devil. Even though the devil like to use money on people that have a love for money. Okay, even in the Bible, it talks about the love for money is evil. Okay, so that means you do anything to get money. Okay, just like they teaching the young people to go and sell their soul and write on the dotted line to sell their soul to, We 33. And then, they got to face the repercussions. Okay, and that's what a lot of your celebrities and all these people that you look up to and you like and follow on your Twitter account, they're dying on the inside because they sold their soul and they know what they did. Right? But, I signed with God. You know what I'm saying? So, God loves me, I love God, and it's always been rocking like that since 1994, you know what I'm saying? But that's why they push that to the young people, because they don't know. And their parents out working at their W-2, taking all their time away from them instead of giving them mama's cooking. Shout out to Kwame Brown. They not getting no mama's cooking. Dad ain't talking to them because he off all over the place trying to find himself and figure out what a man is to him, because he listening to women talking about what a man is. So he having an identity crisis. So he doing all these things. He trying to chase girls because that's what somebody told him. That's what a man do, right? So when you got all these things happening, that affects the youth, and then the youth grow up a certain way and they're more exposed to doing certain things. And that's why you got 6-year-olds talking about they want to switch their gender, okay? Because that's what they're teaching. So this is important information to go ahead and share and actually utilize up. So the last part, once you understand how to set yourself up, okay, as a corporation, and separating yourself from your person, once you understand, having a product or service until the federal government get their act together, or whatever the universe gonna do to, balance things out. Until then, we can do a product or service, okay? Especially with the internet. The last thing is that you need an audience, okay? Audience and marketing. So this is an important aspect, all right? Because there's a whole bunch of people that can create. Okay, boom, I got body butter, right? You got to make sure people know about your body butter, and you really want to do the same thing that you see the media do, right? So what you'll do is, simplest way is to do an email list, okay? The email list is something you control. What most people do when they have a product or service, they go and run to YouTube or some social media platform and just make a whole bunch of videos and then ask and be like, they sit back, contemplate, man, I can't sell none of my stuff because YouTube only giving me 1 view. I got 100 videos. Each video only get 10 views. Okay, that's not what these social platforms are built for. Okay, just like what one of my mentors said when they was teaching me the game when I was homeless. They said that everything is a business, everything is a corporation, everything is based on the money that can be provided for that. Okay, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, IG, which is owned by Facebook, they make money off the views by running ads. Okay, so they don't give the product away for free. Okay, because their product is attention. All right, so the successful people run the ads to build the email list. Okay, and then what you want to do is understand marketing. Okay, so, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. With the coronavirus, they needed to put fear into the average individual. Okay, so they went to the news because they know most older people watch the news, right? So they started laying out their marketing every day, every day, every day on the news. Okay, and what does that do? That attaches to your subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind is based on repetition. So it's based on you seeing something over and over and over, because the subconscious mind does not judge like the conscious mind does. Conscious mind is more, your ego, based on survival. What are we gonna do? So they understand that they can control you through your emotions and your subconscious mind by showing you things of repetition, and don't even have to show you things through a logical situation. They just threw up some pictures of some viruses that somebody put together off computer generated model off the internet, put it up on the news and said, yeah, that's coronavirus. And then they started putting that out every day. And what does that do? They know that people fear things that they don't know. I see, me coming from the medical field, I already knew the game. I was like, yeah, that shit fake. That shit fake. Right? So people don't know that stuff. So they gonna get, people all riled up and everything. Hit them with, all these things, see what they can do and get away with. So now they got people buying into it. That you want to do the same thing when it comes to your product or service. Okay? So pretty much just like how you see people when you're watching a video and then boom, an ad comes up, that's the same thing that you do. Okay, that's how you get views and attention to your product or service, because ain't nobody gonna be buying something they don't know about, right? So set it up in a little capture page. You can look up capture page, but basically it just captures the email, and then you give something in like discounts, free ebook, and you can do PLR rights. You can go there. You can buy, like a little PDF, and it's you have the rights to it, and you can give that away for free for people's emails, and then you can run ads and retarget people. The main key is retargeting, because just what I said. What did I say about the subconscious mind? People buy from people that they like, trust, and know and are familiar with. Just like how people buy into the things, people and ideas that come off of the news station, because that's what they're watching every day. It's in front of them for years. Okay, so they're literally brainwashed to do stuff based on what they see off the news. So it's the same thing that you're doing, and that's basically what marketing is. All it is getting into the subconscious mind of the potential client or customer base. All right, so people, start getting on the email list. You can also get an idea of your customer. So body butter, who can I sell body butter to? All right, we know dudes be running around here with ashy knees. Okay, so they probably most likely don't care about it at this point. But the hottest intent-based customer would most likely be women, okay? Because they buy beauty products and all that, okay? So I would market that to women. So I would go to a place like infousa.com and ask them, hey, do you guys have the emails of people that are women that purchase beauty products similar to lotions and things like this? Maybe like, yeah, I can get you 500, I can get you 2,000 emails for $500, right? So like, oh, okay, cool. So you take those emails and then you can upload it into, Google ads, Facebook ads, IG ads, and then you can literally remarket all your marketing videos to those same people, and then you get it in their subconscious mind, and then they already, buy stuff what it is that you got, because you already took the liberty of going to create the customer that you already wants what you have, and you bought that information from a place like infousa.com, and then boom, so you taking care of all your fronts right there. All right, so that's why the marketing part is so important. I want to go ahead and explain that a little more in depth, so you can go ahead and go run off this video and go and make something happen. Okay, because this is very important, especially since they're basically trying to practice depopulation on a certain demographic of people. It's a lot of people though. It's not just black people. Okay, it's white people taking out white people too, of different social classes. Okay, based on the amount of money that they make, and that's why I keep saying this. Everything come down to money. Okay, everything is a business. Because you gotta remember, the love for money is the evil thing, not just having money. Okay, so that's a certain demographic of people. They have the secret societies. They call themselves We 33 and all that stuff. They got the little goat with the hold up all the hand signals and everything. Them people. All right, so that's them. But this is how you can separate. And that trust that I told you guys about with John McCabe, they use that same thing. Okay. And y'all keep hearing me say, United States of America versus United States the corporation. You can also see that United States Corporation has an EIN and has the business dress attached to some old broke down house on a broke down plot of land over in I think it's Washington D.C. in that state, in that area. So that is a corporation. Okay, when you have those things, just like my LLC has those two things. And then United States of America is the actual land. Okay, just like Illinois, is a business. Okay, it has an EIN, and then the capital is the business address, right? And then you actually have the land of Illinois. So it's always two separate things. It's just crazy what you can learn from an old, little busted down. I mean, look at my hair, G. If you used to come across me, you probably think like, man, what's wrong with this dude? What's wrong with his hair? He must be on drugs. He look like he's high. I can't learn nothing from this dude. But, after hearing all this game, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I was smiling. I be walking around with a smile all the time, no matter what situation I'm going through. And hopefully you can learn the same thing, to just learn that, life is always going to have its little ups and downs or changes and everything. But it's all about how you view things. And, I just always remember that, I'm my mama's and my daddy's son. And I'm connected to the Most High in the most expeditious way. Okay? So that's why I don't care, you can take everything away from me. I'm still going to be smiling, baby. And I can have $1 million in the bank. I'm still going to be the same person. You're going to see me out there on my little fishing boat, fishing for crappie and whatever else get on my hook. Alright, it don't matter if I, out on the street or if I'm whipping a Ferrari for some odd reason, because I don't even like Ferraris. But if I had that, big old house, all that, which I wouldn't even have that. I could get a big old plot of land, which I already have. You know what I'm saying? Big old house on a big old plot of land with, a tractor, some goats, some quails, some chickens and all that, with a big old fishing pond where I can, farm the fish out and everything. Make sure people, get some nice healthy food. Yeah, I already got all that. You know what I'm saying? But either situation, I'd be doing the same darn thing. I'd be out there fishing for whatever get on my hook, having a good old jolly time. So, it's crazy what you can learn from certain people, right? So, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right there. Again, this would be a good video to share, not based on your feelings, but based on the situation that is at hand, since they do not teach this stuff in school. And God put it on me. He gave the information to me, so I'm like, okay, it make no sense for me to just know this stuff and walk around with a cheeseburger smile, and people ever wonder, like, is this dude high or something? Why is he always smiling, right? And that's the reason why. So I would highly suggest sharing this, not to try to get my subscribers up, cause man, fuck all that shit, right? Social media is fake anyway. It's just used to control people that don't think for themselves. I'm gonna go ahead and end it right there. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.